Yo, yo, yo. We back with another one. Platinum rappers tells how artists sell their souls in the industry. Alright, man. Come on, Black Balloons. What you got, bro?
All right, y'all. We back with another video, man. Y'all already know what's going on. All right. Now, some of y'all might have seen this going around already. This is T Wayne,
I haven't. I don't pay attention
and
too much.
he talks about when you sign to a label, you have to sell
T
your
Wayne.
soul. Now, I'm pretty sure
T Wayne.
some of y'all probably know who he is, if not most of y'all, but he had a hit a long time ago. That was what, a
What's the hit
decade ago
record?
now. I think it was called That Nasty Freestyle. Got like 250 million views on YouTube.
I'm finna look it up.
I guess you call him a one hit wonder, right? Most people probably
I'm finna
know
look
who
it up.
he is. Um, really young folks today probably don't really know who he is like that, right? This comes from his TikTok. And he talks about when you sign to a label, how you have to sell your soul. And he is currently still signed to 300 Entertainment, the same label Young Thug was with, Migos, bunch of different artists, right? The same label old dude was the head of, and he went to YouTube to run their section of music. I forget his name, Lear Cohen. He was once head of 300 Entertainment, right? So let's check out what T Wayne has to say about the industry and selling your soul.
I had one of the biggest songs in history at one point in time. I was literally on top of the world. Now, let me tell you this, I could have been a much bigger artist if I would have sold my soul, right? And a lot of people joke about that. They say you got to sell your soul to do this and do that. See, the thing with me was I played it so smart, I didn't have to sell my soul, but I'm still doing good in life, right? Now, when you sign to a record label and you're making them millions and millions of dollars, this is one of the first things they do.
They keep doing
And this is what they
themselves.
did to me. And it's all love to the label, by the way.
Wait.
They keep doing themselves.
Wait a minute.
Man.
Wait a minute.
Come on, Black. Come on, Black. You caught it too, bro.
Why you had to do this while you was talking though?
Yeah, you caught that
You
too,
see?
bro.
Mind
He
you,
trying
he's
to be
still
slick with them
signed.
hands, bro.
He's still in that industry. Why did you have to do this while you was
Yeah,
talking?
my boy Black be
I'm
on
one
it.
of them people like certain things that don't have to look at that. Look at that.
I
Certain
saw
things
that
that
too.
don't have to be done when you talking, and this is one of them. You don't have to do this.
I saw that too.
You don't have to do this, and then and we're gonna look at some comments, see if anybody caught it. We'll keep listening, all right?
And millions of dollars. This is one of the first things they do. And this is what they did to me. And it's all love to the label, by the way. No disrespect. They took me to a store to go shopping, right? And I was going to buy the materials out of the store that I wanted, right? And they stopped me and said, wait. No, don't spend your own money. Spend this money. And they gave me a black card. They said, anything you want, studio time, music video, whatever you want, this is the card you use. No more spending your own money. And that's where all the artists mess up. They get that card and they buy houses, cars, and everything. And when I tell you I made the label millions, I made the label millions. Believe it or not. So pretty much what I did, that first time they gave me that card, I swiped it. And that was the only time I ever swiped it. Because in my mind, I had already studied the game. I studied the game since a kid. So every time they asked me if I wanted to pay this, and pay that, matter of fact, I even gave the card back. So what a lot of artists do when they sign and they get these big, huge budgets and get these cards and all that, they're paying for features, they're paying for music videos, they're paying for everything to leave them in debt. And then all the artists blow up and get super famous because they got this feature, they paid for this ad, they paid for this, they paid for that. But they're not realizing, buddy, you gotta pay this back. And there's only a few artists that stay on top of the world forever. The majority of them start good and then they start going down. So after they spend all that money, there's no way to pay that back, right? But see, the thing with me was I never spent the money. So I was only receiving paychecks. A lot of the artists that you think are the most famous artists in the world, they're not receiving any paychecks because they got that card and they ran it up and they only owe money. So at this point, they can't make money. Like, you probably got more money than a lot of your favorite artists, right? And that's the thing. You would see a lot of artists capping and snapping and all that. But then artists would come to my house, right? And the thing was, I bought a house, but I didn't buy the biggest house in the world. Like every rapper, they buy the house with the 50,000 cars and all this. I just bought me a house. It was a 4 or 5 bedroom. I just bought me a normal shawarma house, but it was cool. It was good enough for me. That's all you need, right? And later on, I ended up flipping that house. So while all this is happening, I'm just thinking about the long run, how everything's gonna be in the next 10 years. I don't think for today or tomorrow. I think for 10 years from now. That's how I think, right? And that's the reason why my song still makes money forever. It's never gonna stop making money. That song is going to forever make money. But so a lot of the artists, they're stuck in these deals and they can never get out because they owe the label money. Like there's nothing that like they literally can't get out. And they're like when they fall off and their stuff isn't popping anymore, the only way to get out is paying the label, and you're not getting it. But your music is always making money. If you ever had a huge song before, your music is always making money, right? So now, you might not be able to pay the label, right? But your music is still paying the label. Yeah, you spent all that money. The label don't have to pay you nothing until you get every single dollar that they spent on you back.
Now, that's a lot of stuff we already know with these 360 deals and these lifetime deals that a lot of artists get into without actually knowing, spending up the money, you know, whether it's a black card or some kind of advance that they gave you. Yeah, you should pretty much be aware that you are going to be in the red, you are going to be in the negative with the label, and until you can buy yourself out, you're pretty much on the shelf, and you know they own you. But what's crazy is I watched his hands the entire rest of this clip, and not once did he do this again. I watched his hands the whole time, but in the beginning, he made sure to throw this 666 up. Look at that. Look how intentional this was. Look at it. Went from that.
I caught it too, bro.
Well, it went from this to that.
Definitely
this
too. I ain't paid
to that, and he put it in the camera.
I'm glad you did.
Look,
he definitely. I seen it.
Put it right in the camera, and I've seen other people talking about it. Ain't nobody realize it. Look at this. All these folks up under his video. This is his page. Not one single person was watching them hands. Somebody said, so selling your soul is being in debt to the label. No. 8,000 likes on this and everybody like that for no reason. Selling your soul is not being in debt to the label. There's plenty other ways you can sell your soul. Somebody said credit card debt. But look how many people did not know, you know what I'm saying, what he threw up in the beginning. Should already know what team he's still on. He's still signed to the label. He's still a part of 300, y'all. This man literally put up the 666 horned hand sign right in the beginning of this clip. That's crazy. I don't even really think anyone paid attention to that.
I did. I saw it. Yo, hold on 1 second. I want to take a minute to show y'all my merchandise. If you see anything you like, go ahead and get you some. You'll be out there looking fly, looking fresh. I'm going to leave a link in the description. Back to the video. What you do that for?
Man. Man, I didn't know if I was going to show this or not. I'm basically doing a compilation, y'all. Just, man, all I got to say is this younger generation is cooked. If this is who they inspired by. I think he not even, bro, 17? Is he 16, 17? This Rakai dude.
Is it a streamer or something?
Y'all. That boy there.
This is crazy, bro.
Boy, you wouldn't have made it when I was his age. You know what I'm saying? He wouldn't even have made it around us. I mean, look at this. Let me see if I can blow it up. Look at that, y'all.
Crazy.
He wouldn't even have made it. He wouldn't have made it. Like, this is crazy. This little kid, man. And this is what, you know, teens alike, you know, around his age look up to. It's just crazy. Let's see what we got next.
It's genocide.
Hey, yo, hold on real quick. Before we go to this next clip. This was crazy, right? This was crazy. This was crazy. So, this was a Fat Joe song, right? Jealous One's Envy. It said, yo, I'm that ninja that'll kidnap your little ones, take them home, F them good, then send them back to you in bandages. Yo.
Lock them up. Lock everybody up. I don't give a fuck if it's been 20, 30 years since that song came out.
Oh,
The
man,
motherfucker, Fat
bro.
Joe, he gotta go. The motherfucker that produced it, he gotta go.
Lock his ass up. Lock his ass up. You're going to jail. You're going to jail.
Oh, shit, bro.
Yo.
What
Now,
the
we know
hell?
in the 90s, they got away with some strange stuff. Y'all,
I ain't listen to dude ass.
look at me.
I did
Fat
not
Joe
listen to
said,
dude
I'm that
ass.
ninja that'll
Oh,
kidnap
I know, lean
them
back.
little ones,
Fuck
take
you
them
talking about. That's
home,
it.
do them good, and send them back to you in
I
bandages?
don't know now.
Lock
None
his
other
ass
Fat Joe
up.
song, bro.
Lock his ass up. You're going to jail. You're going to jail.
Lock them up. That is, it's not even funny though.
Nah, bro.
Seriously though, it's not even funny. That's crazy. He need to go to jail today for that song right there. That's just
Talk
crazy.
about today.
That shit don't make no sense. Let's see what we got next.
If you're an Instagram model and you're constantly flying back and forth to Dubai, I know who you are. More importantly, I know what you are. I was at a pool club and I saw this super pretty woman sitting alone by the water. And one thing about me, I'm gonna shoot my shot, respectfully, of course. And this woman is obviously way out of my league. I'm talking about this shot is coming from the parking lot, not even on the same court. So I walk up to her, we start talking. She's actually really sweet. Like, she's down to engage in a conversation. So, you know, we get the regular stuff out the way. Where you from? What? And I float the idea that we should go on a date. And she goes, you can't afford me. And I wasn't even offended. In my head, I was like, honestly, if a girl says that, like, she's probably right. Like, regular women that go on regular dates don't say that line. So I was like, what does it take to afford you? And she was like, dude, I come to Dubai like once a month. I get flown out. I don't pay for a single thing. I stay in the best hotels. I go to the best restaurants and to the best clubs. I have tables all the time. I go see private DJ sets. I'm literally hanging out with celebrities and like the biggest people of Dubai. And I'm like, damn, who are you famous? Like, who are you? And she's like, I am a model on Instagram. She says she's just been doing this for years. And I was like, is that fun? Like, you just come here and meet a complete stranger and then spend like a week. I don't even know how long you spend with them, like a weekend with them. Like, what if they suck? And she was like, oh, I'm not usually alone. And then she points to a group of like 5 other gorgeous women. And she's like, we've all been doing this for a couple years. We've now just become friends. And I was like, so you guys just come here, party, and then go home? Nothing else? And I'm kind of hinting towards like, what is going on here? And she doesn't really say it, but she's like, other stuff happens too. So I was like, okay, this super famous or super rich Dubai guy flies you out, you hang out with him, you eventually have adult activities with him, and then you just go home. And this happens over and over again. And she was like, yeah, this is my life. Like, it's fun. So eventually I say bye and I leave. But I learned a lot. Before, if I had said anything about people going on Dubai trips, it would just be a baseless like comment. And now I have from the source, from an Instagram model who fucking told me about her friends who I
And we all know what these girls is going to Dubai for. And it ain't just about selling themselves. They over there going through some of the worst rituals. And somebody said the game is humiliation. Exactly. They over there getting peed on, getting boo-booed on. All kinds of sex magic that goes on over there in Dubai with them rich dudes. Somebody said she's in the poop shower parties for that
That is
treatment.
wild.
All of it.
That's what y'all want to be,
I
ladies.
mean, I think, you
Y'all
know,
want to be Instagram
they
models
over
and-
there on the Sodom
Yeah,
and
with the rich
Gomorrah
people.
type of time in
Go
Dubai
ahead,
when it
shit.
come
That's what
to,
you gonna do for the dollar.
you know,
I ain't knocking you.
just
folks, but that's
completely,
wild.
man. We know what's going on in Dubai. Let's just say that, because they do it with a lot of your famous artists and, you know,
Oh man, bro.
actress, all kinds of people from the industry. They go over there and they get that check. This video had like 6 million views. That's why I was like, let me just show this video. But we already know what's going on.
But I'm gonna tell you, bro, being a bodyguard for certain people, the talent will show up to a place for a video shoot. Everything is already laid out. The talent will have no idea that they're in a ritual. Sometimes they change the flooring digitally. When they showed up, they wasn't standing on a pentagram, but when the video come out, they are. I've seen that happen. And then you got some people, when you show up to the video set, you see a weird lady there, and they offering you help. And I've seen an artist before say, listen, y'all offering me this help, but I'm not gonna give up anything for y'all to help me. And they said, well, good luck to you, young man. And he never went, his album never even came out after that.
Now, we know Big Homie CC, he exposes a lot that has to do with the industry. You know, been around a lot of different artists as their security. And that was something I never actually heard before, but it makes a lot of sense as far as a lot of the artists not actually knowing that they're stepping into a ritual. Now, that part we know. A lot of these artists, really most artists, you know, you get a lot of rappers that come from nothing. They don't know anything about the stuff. They sign that paper. They want to make money. They want to be famous. Now, the part that was very interesting was that he said sometimes they'll change the floor pattern, you know, during the edit and put a pentagram or put the white and black checkerboard floor. I said, you know what? That's actually crazy. I've never heard that, but it makes a lot of sense because, you know, just like he just said, some of them may be like, nah, I'm not down with none of that. And they like, all right, cool. You know, we'll see you later. So they put this kind of stuff on you intentionally. Really, it's not even for the artist, because if they're changing it digitally, the artist is, you know, I mean, you could think about it as like a portal wise, you know, but mostly it's for the viewer. Because if you're watching something where your favorite artist is standing on a pentagram, but before that he wasn't standing on a pentagram and they changed it digitally, then you have to think about the spirits that you're now, you know, accepting through the portal that you're watching that video on or that clip on. I was like, damn. I never heard that. That makes sense, though. I wouldn't be surprised at all
like
if a lot of this stuff is being changed digitally after the, you know, the video was done and they're making edits and so on.
Right there and perform, or yeah, do the,
you know, because
that's crazy.
Someone may have not been down with actually doing it during the video. They said, okay, cool, we'll just change it.
That's crazy, bro.
You know what I'm saying? We'll just change it during the editing process. Like somebody said, the devil is so sneaky. Exactly.
Yeah, that's crazy,
Exactly.
bro.
He's gonna get you, you know, whether it's
I never thought about that either.
yeah, you know, whether you're willing
Like them crazy
or
videos
not.
where they be having all them. You know what I'm saying?
I thought that
It
was
wasn't
interesting
there when
right
they
there.
was
Somebody
recording.
said checkerboard.
It was a
Yep.
green screen or
Yep.
something,
That
then the
makes
edit
sense.
came.
A lot of the times they may be actually
They just
doing it
perform.
after, you know, you've already participated and they're putting this stuff, pitting these symbols during the editing process. So either way it goes, the message, the symbolism gets across. That's crazy, y'all. So yeah, man, we'll go ahead and wrap this one up. Y'all already know what's going on, man. We'll be back with another video tomorrow. Just wanted to get on here and react to a couple of things after
Yeah, man, that was crazy. yeah. Appreciate you for tuning in. If you made it all the way to the end of the video, you already know, bro.